Hi, my name is Eduardo. I'm the author of an MX package called AV, and I'm trying to learn Agda, but I'm a beginner. I'm a very beginnerish beginner. And I'm making this video just to show two hacks on which I'm working, that are these ones here. Ideally, these hacks will show what Agda knows about the types of these expressions. Let me demonstrate how they work. Let me first type, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+L to make Agda load this file. It says that everything is okay, the file was loaded okay, no errors, etc. And if I execute this, the effect of it is that it goes to the beginning of the line, and the types it's equivalent to going to the beginning of the line and then typing Ctrl+C, Ctrl+D, and then this expression here. And then we type enter, and it says the type of the expression here at the right on a window called inferred type. If I execute this expression, let me just clear this window to show one thing. If I execute this expression, it does something very similar to that. It says see the buffer inferred type, which is this one, and it shows the type here. And it goes to the point just before the comment sign, because I think that in some situations the position of the cursor is very relevant, because Agda uses it to determine if we are inside the module or outside it, and so on. But I don't know the details yet. So executing this expression here shows that the type of f is this one. Executing this expression here shows that the type of fa is this one here. And this other hack here uses another way to show the type. It doesn't work very well yet, but it's easy to modify. If I execute this, it inserts two new lines before this one with a hole here, and it runs Ctrl+C, Ctrl+L to reload this file here, so that Agda will show some information about the hole here at the right. But not all information. It doesn't, in some situations, or in all situations, I don't know, it doesn't show what it infers that can be put here. But there are some keys that shows the details of what Agda knows about this hole, and one of the ways of doing this is by typing Ctrl+C, Ctrl+A here. So Agda tries to infer what it can put here, to infer the type of this expression, and it puts this. But let me undo this. If I execute this expression here, it will put another pair of lines here. Note that it uses different symbols to avoid collisions. And we can use these two lines to obtain information about the types of these things. So I can try to type Ctrl+C, Ctrl+A here. And let me show the code. Sorry, let me first undo this. And let me show the code in a smaller font. No, in that font. The function find-agdatype, that is the one that does not create new lines, it does this. It shows the type of Agda expressed the buffer inferred type. So this is a short description of what it does, and here are the details. This function goes to the beginning of the Agda comment and the current line, and then it searches for the first occurrence of the current sign in the current line, and then it runs this there. And the details is that it uses a function of AV called EEK, this one, to execute this string as if the string was a series of keys in a certain syntax. So let me show what is this syntax. Here is the source code of EEK, and the documentation says that we can see the docs for this function here to understand the format of the string that these things accept. This is an example of the sequence of keys that the string accepts, and this is the documentation of that function. So lots of details. We don't want to see them now. I am mostly showing where the documentation is. So what this function do is that it converts the Agda expr to a string that looks like a series of keys. If we just remember that in one of the examples our expression was FA. If I just used FA here, then Emacs would interpret that as Ctrl+C, Ctrl+D, FA return, and it would do this, sorry, and it would do this, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+D, it would insert an F and then an A without a space, and that wouldn't work. We need the space there. So this function my function does a bit of bureaucracy to treat this string and to adjust the white space in the right way. And we have some examples here. This function Agda EKey takes this string here and treats it as an Agda expr and converts it to a sequence of keys for EEK. And essentially it deletes it trims the outer white space, and it converts the blocks of white space inside the string in things like this: space, SPC, which means the key, white space, then another space here. And here are some tests. Well, sorry, I forgot what this test does, but whatever. This is how the first function works. Essentially, it prepares a series of keys here, and it uses EEK to run the series of keys. And the second hack, it has a lot of code, because remember that it has to, remember that it has to generate different symbols here. So it has to choose a number that hasn't been used before. And it needs to insert some things here, where these things would include a copy of this expression here. And then it has to type Ctrl+C, Ctrl+L to make Agda load this file and treat the whole in a certain way. And the code is here. It has a lot of bureaucracy just to choose a new symbol and to produce the string that has to be inserted. And after inserting the string, it runs this, and it's easy to change this to other sequences of keys. So I can change that to something that not only inserts that string here, we want this. It should be easy to change that to something that goes inside this and type Ctrl+C, Ctrl+A, or wherever, something like that. So these are the hacks that I'm trying to use, and they are works in progress. They don't work very well yet, but they're easy to change. And that's it. This is a prototype video. When I have something better, I will record a better video.